had.
All right, what's going on?
I was dealing with some paranormal activity.
Okay.
And I'm still dealing with it. And she said that an officer came to my house.
Okay.
And no officer came to my house.
Okay.
And then he later said that an officer sat down and spoke with me. That's correct.
Okay.
From that point, they told me they don't really deal with paranormal investigations, but they told me they might get me in touch with, like a priest or something. And he said they'd probably give me a call back.
Well,
never heard from them. Came back in here. They gave me another number. I called the number. Never heard back. Came back in here right now.
what's going on?
Basically, there's just weird stuff. I mean, at first it came off to me as like paranormal activity.
Right.
Then I was thinking, some type of people from the future, like time travelers or something.
Do you think it has something to do with you or something to do with the place that you live in?
I think it has something to do with the fact that I know, I guess, what they're doing.
Okay. As you already understand, we're not going to be able to do much with that.
Right.
Okay? Now, what you kind of have to decide is what you want to do with it.
Well, I just want to update what my plan was.
Okay.
And then
Well, the police aren't going to deal with it either way. Does that make sense?
That's fine.
It's not, we have to leave our personal opinions out of it, and leaving out our personal opinions professionally, there's nothing that we can really do with that.
Right.
But I can suggest, what are you thinking outside of the police department that can help you?
I don't know. Do you know of anybody that deals with time travel, paranormal activity? So that's why I come here.
Some people look at it on a religious level, and we don't give religious advice. So of course you have to decide that on your back. And then on the flip side of that, now what's going on with you? Have you tried to talk to a doctor or anything about it?
No, sir. I've got physical evidence.
Okay. All right. Well, then the only thing I can tell you is if maybe you might be able to find something on the internet, but it's not going to be a formal law enforcement that does anything with it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
What I'm trying to tell you is, I know there's nothing you can do about it because the lack of understanding, the lack of intelligence. But what I'm trying to do is just update the previous report that I had.
You can't because it's not a police activity for us. Until we've gained intelligence.
Let me go further now. Okay, so let's say something happens to me.
Okay.
I end up hurt or injured.
Okay. Then we're going to relate it to the first time the officer came out. We printed that out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to update.
There's nothing to update. What am I going to say every time you come down here? I just want to say there's more of it going on. No, listen to me. I've listened to you. No, sir. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I've listened to you, have I not? And you come, so you need to hear what I have to say, right?
Right.
Okay, so then listen, please. All right. You're saying it's just more of the paranormal things going on, correct? All right. And I've explained to you that unfortunately, the police is not going to investigate that. The paranormal stuff that you've got going on. Whether it's because we're ignorant, or we're not intelligent, or we're not aware, or we're not understanding, or we're not willing to understand the paranormal stuff, the time travels and things that are going on in your house.
Okay.
Whatever that reason is, whether it's because we're ignorant or we're not, the ignorance flows throughout the whole department then, because we're not going to investigate the time travels that's going on in your house, okay? So now, there are people that look into those things. Usually you see that, I'm sure there's groups on the internet, you'll see it on some of these channels on TV and things like that. They may be able to look at that. They have people that, quote, specialize in that. I don't endorse any of that. The department doesn't endorse any of those groups, organizations, investigative teams. We don't endorse any of that, so I can't formally send you to anybody. I can only say, please do your own research, find what group can help you with what you've got going on, because just because it's time travel doesn't make it illegal. Okay. So at that point, it's not a crime. It's not something we're getting into either way.
But if it is a crime. Well, I don't want them there.
I can't. But the problem is, look, I can't get you to come to an understanding. So we'll just leave it as a hypothetical. If that's going on, then they're going to bounce out. But when we get there, there's not going to be a tangible person for us to deal with. So we're not going to be able to deal with at that point. Okay?
So I'm aware that you have a lack of understanding and lack of intelligence on this issue.
Yes.
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
Like I said, what I don't understand is, if you're telling me you don't deal with paranormal activity, time travel, whatever, why was I allowed to file that first claim?
They were trying to be nice and put it on paper for you.
There was no report written.
There was not a report. What they do is in the call, they put notes in the call. So now that's attached to your house. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're saying there was not a report written. I can go to probably my glove box, I can pull out the report.
The case number.
It's a case number. It's a call number.
No, I can't really hear that. I spoke with someone.
I know.
We made a report.
They probably gave you this right here, this call number up at the top here. Okay?
No, that's not.
And this is where,
Well, you have something different.
if you want to go get the case number, go back out and I'll look at it. I'll stand right here and wait for you to get back with it.
I'll go back out there.
Okay.
I mean, he knows about it, he knows more about it.
I understand. And I'm going to tell you, they may have, because you're insubsistent, for political reasons, went and made some general report, but we're not going to continue to make additions to a report we should have never taken in the first place. Does that make sense? So if somebody was trying to look out for you, make you feel better by putting something on paper that we're not going to investigate, that we're not going to investigate, then good for them for trying to take that extra step for you, when they probably should have told you the same thing I'm trying to tell you now, is unfortunately, we're not going to investigate that.
Okay, but what I'm trying to understand is, that report that you're giving me is not even a report.
That's a call. I know, it's a call. I didn't say it was giving you a report.
It wasn't a call, though. I came in here. I came inside the building.
Came out of your house about
Yep.
I'm
Officer did not come out to my house.
not going to argue whether he came to your house or not. Then the officer is unintelligent, he's a liar, he put all this in there as all false and a lie. But we can move forward with that.
Well, I want to know what it says, because he's saying
Did you speak over the phone?
Listen to me.
he didn't come out here.
Did you speak over the phone with the officer that day?
No.
Okay.
So
I came in, I filed a report, and I left, and I never heard back.
This is what I'm going to tell you. Look,
Tell me this report.
just like I said, it says that he spoke with you and that you were convinced there were ghosts in your house and stated you want him removed from your house because he follows you everywhere that you live. That you wanted a priest or chaplain to drive the ghost out of your home. He told you that you may want to contact a doctor and they may be able to help you with the ghost problem. And you stated that you understood and would contact a priest, a chaplain, and a doctor, and you're okay while you're seen.
That's a lie.
Okay, well, I apologize. Maybe you have a misunderstanding about who came out to your house. I don't know. We can look into that part to see if the officer came out there.
Well, now I'm trying to understand, why would the police make a false report?
He's not making a false report.
Okay, so how can you prove to me that what he's saying is legitimate?
Okay, I don't mean to be disrespectful.
Why would I say
Stop, because I'm not going to engage in an argument with you.
Right.
But if you want to say, how can he prove he's been there, there is absolutely no reason in the world why he would lie. Does that make sense? Tell me one hypothetical why that officer
It
would
doesn't
lie.
make sense, because
Hold on.
it's not valid.
Listen, please. So you're saying you never even called 911 in February?
What I'm saying.
No. Did you even call?
That has nothing to do with my service.
You keep getting off the topic here. Did you call in February 911 for an officer to intervene in whatever
In
situation?
February, I did call.
All right. So
But
when
that
you
had
called...
nothing to do with the case that I filed. That's where I'm going.
Okay, I'm not worried about that being anything to relation with the case you filed. I've already explained to you. That case, if it finds merit, supervision finds merit, they'll send it forward. If it's the same situation about time traveling ghosts in your home, then unfortunately it's not going to bear weight. It's not going to be invited. It's not going to be sent to a detective. It will be closed as a non-criminal issue, and that's the end of it.
So then who's really in control here? Is it you or the time travelers?
I guess, you know what, I'm not going to go into the whole time travel thing with you, so I'm not going to sit here and say, I guess them, because I'm just going to be, that just is unprofessional. I'm going to tell you, I apologize that you're having this issue. And I'm sorry that you feel like there's ghosts and there's time travels in your house. Whether there is or there is not, the police department is not going to address that issue for you. I apologize.
Wow.
My suggestion for you is to find groups or organizations that investigate and deal with that on an ongoing basis. That's where their focus is in life, and maybe they can help you with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much. You don't see all the ghost letters and all the shows on.
That's what I'm saying. My best thing for you to do is contact them. And maybe they can take it. You'll notice on all these shows, ghost hunters and all these things, the police are involved in that.
I see you guys ain't really here to protect themselves.
I apologize.